Hey, so I'm actually out here in my front yard getting ready to make the video I told you that I'd make, talking about Maundy Thursday, or Holy Thursday, the day that Jesus instituted the Lord's Supper and he actually washed the feet of his disciples. So because I'm outside, you might actually pick up on some of the wind. That rustling sound will be blowing in the mic, but I still want to have the mic on to make sure that you can actually hear me audibly. So the reason I'm right here in my yard is I don't know that you can actually see it, but there's just a pool of mud right through here. In fact, when I mowed yesterday, I didn't realize how much mud there was until I went through this section. My yard just holds water. So the reason I'm here because of that mud to look at it is because the very first step of Maundy Thursday is to get your feet dirty. So when we talk about children's ministry and we talk about talking about the Bible with kids, there's two very important words that you need to remember. And the very first one is fun. Man, kids need to have fun. Kids learn through play, and if you want them to remember it, make sure that it's fun, it's engaging, it's exciting. And the second is Jesus. If you have a lot of fun and you have a blast, but you never talk about Jesus, then you've really missed the point, right? And so the very first step in this Maundy Thursday service that you can do at your house is to get your feet muddy. Come outside, play. I'm sure that you have spots in your yard that are just covered. And if you don't, man, get out and just spray down some water somewhere. Get dirty, have fun, have a blast. While you're doing about all that, talk about why you're doing it, that you're going to have that foot washing service. Have fun, play, do other things, but make sure they know that the reason you're getting your feet muddy is because back in the first century, when Jesus washed his apostles' feet, their feet would have been really muddy because they walked around in sandals. They walked on dirt roads. They walked where there were farm animals that had passed by. They would have had dirty, gross feet. Okay, so find a spot in your yard like this for step one, make it fun, have a blast, and make sure they understand why they're getting their feet dirty. Hey, so number two, or really still kind of 1B, if you will. I know not everybody's going to have a yard where they can get it muddy, and some people really care about their grass and they don't want to get it muddy to have their kids go run around in it, because that can be bad for the yard. And if that's the case, hey, if you got a bucket, most of us do, if for no other reason than to wash cars, fill this bad boy up with dirt. And just have a blast. Get your feet dirty. Toss it somewhere that you don't care and spray down some water. The whole point is to find a way to get your feet dirty and play. Run around in the yard and play tag and just be like little kids. That's one of the favorite things that my son gets to do, and one of my favorite things to remember when I was little is finding those big mud pits and just splashing and going nuts. So you with your kids, if you got a son, I'm sure that they love it, and if you got a daughter, I bet that they do too. Right? So find a way, be it by packing a bucket full with dirt or finding a mud pit. Mine's just right over there. Get your feet dirty, and remember to talk about the fact that the apostles' feet would have been dirty. All right, so that's step one. Remember, fun and Jesus. Okay, so now that you got your feet dirty, what's next? Well, you need to come find somewhere. For me, this is my front porch. I don't care if it gets dirty, so find somewhere that you don't really care if it gets dirty, but is calm enough that you can actually start to have the service. The next thing you need to do is get yourself a bowl and a towel. Okay, you're gonna fill this bowl up with warm water. That's really important. Make sure that it's warm, because if it's too cold, your kids are probably gonna react negatively and not wanna do this. And it's such a cool experience, you need to make sure you do it. You need this towel so that you can make sure that you actually wipe off and clean and dry feet. You also wanna have water somewhere nearby. So the plus of me being here is I got the kitchen right there, or I got a faucet if my kids are okay with having cold water, so that you can change out the water in between every kid. So after you've changed out the water in between every kid, you've got your bowl, you've got your towel, you've cleaned feet, and you're having a good time, the next thing to remember is you're looking at John chapter 13. And really, this is up to preference. Find a version of the Bible that you like and read through John chapter 13, specifically just where Jesus is washing the feet of his disciples. And pay attention to what's going on. And talk to your kids about the fact that Jesus set an example of service, that he took the job of the lowest servant that he could, when clearly he should be the highest. He's our king. Personally, I would recommend using the International Children's Bible that is available on the YouVersion app. So if you got your phone, you've got this bowl or a bowl, you've got a towel, you've got a bucket, or you've got a spot to play, you'll have a great time. So remember, fun and Jesus. Okay? If you have any more questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. But with this short little guide, you should be able to have a blast with your kids.